Hey, so it's time for me to can the deer meat. And this is how I do it. Freddie, you won't ever give me space, will you? You gotta be right on top of me. So basically I've washed the jars. I have a basement full of jars, okay? I've been called Canny Granny since I was like, I'm not even a granny, so I've been called Canny Granny for years because I'm an old school canner. I love it. I love to do it, especially things like meat and vegetables that I raise. So yeah, this is going to last a whole lot longer in a jar than it will in the freezer. So there's that. So anyway, this was all from December, and I cut it up off the bone into chunks, and I got it to that point for the freezer, and now I'm at the process of canning it. So that's what I do. I raw pack it into the jars, and I add 2 teaspoons of Montreal steak seasoning. And you could just use salt, 2 teaspoons of salt, but I prefer this because it just makes it taste better. You get less of that gamey taste, and I really don't like the gamey taste of deer. This is the best way I've ever eaten deer. That's why I do it this way. So there's that. It has the best taste. So all of this has been boiled and sterilized. Now I just have to get the rings and the seals and put them on there. Of course, I've wiped them all clean. And now once I get that, I will put them all back in here in this amount of water. And I'll put the lid on it, and I'll get it to where there's steam popping up out of the lid. And it starts to get under a little bit of pressure. It'll push up the little thing. So you wait about 10 minutes for that process to get all the air out. And then you put the weight on, which is this. Takes 10 pounds of weight. This is 5 pounds. You add another piece, it's 10 pounds. You can add another one and it'll be 15, but this requires 10 pounds. Almost everything requires 10 pounds at the altitude that I live. And unless you live like up in top of Rocky Mountains and like up in really high mountains, it does require more pressure. So anyway, 10 pounds of pressure and 90 minutes cook time once it reaches the pressure. And you don't start the timer until it reaches the pressure. You don't know, as soon as this starts rocking, it literally sits there and it rocks, and you can hear it like just rocking. And you want it to gently rock, not violently, or else you've got the temperature way too high. So it has to gently rock. You watch it for 90 minutes. You keep people from running in and out and stomping and making it, because that whole thing starts really shaking, and that freaks me out. So yeah, I tell everybody, get out of here. Of course, there's nobody here but the dogs. But yeah, that's it. And then you let the pressure, you take it off the heat, you let the pressure go away. Once the pressure's down, you can open it, take them out, and I'll do it again. So it only holds 7 quarts. I probably have, I'm gonna guess, 28 quarts probably, or so. I don't know. I've got 21 quart jars out. I still have to wash these up, but yeah, I've got 21 jars out, but I'm thinking it'll be a little bit more than that. But anyway, that's a lot of meat, and it will last us 2 years probably, at least 1, but more like 2. I'm sure, because this is generally 2 meals. You hardly ever use all of 1 jar. Just saying, like, unless you're feeding like a lot of people. Yeah, I usually end up using, and I could put them in pint-sized jars, but I have a lot of quart jars. I don't have a lot of pint jars, and I'm not willing to go buy jars, so I just didn't fill them all the way up, and I figured, I just eat it twice in 1 week when I open a jar. But yeah, that's it. I wanted to share that because it's what I do. Peace.